Welcome back to NBA playoff coverage here with The Edge. Today is May 9th, Thursday. We have two games tonight. We have the Cavs at the Celtics for game two, and then game two of the Mavs at the Thunder as well. I have a feeling this is going to be a loaded show with a lot of picks, so we'll get straight into it. Braxton, start with the Cavs at the Celtics. Anything in the first basket market that you like to kick us off here?
Yeah, Jared Allen, he's still questionable, so I'm kind of staying away from traditional first basket. I'm going to go Darius Garland, first Cavs basket, though. 0.5 units plus 420 FanDuel. So he's had Cleveland's first field goal attempt in 204 games against Boston this year. And Boston allows a lot of above the break threes. That's going to benefit Garland a lot. That's kind of where he does shoot a lot of his shots. And then with Mitchell drawing a lot of defensive attention too, that's only going to benefit Garland. I think that Boston's happy to let Garland shoot. He hasn't been very efficient this playoffs, but he's shown some signs of life recently. And I think that overall, he's just a good bet to get a decent shot, which I think is more important for first basket than recent efficiency. I think that the opportunity is more important than the trends of efficiency. So I like that. And then Boston also locks down the corners and the rim, pretty well. So I don't think Okoro, Strus, Mobley, I don't think they're really in a position to do well in the first basket market. I think that it's going to be Mitchell or Garland. I'm not really a fan of Mitchell's plus 200. It's okay. If you want to play that with Garland, I don't mind it. But I think that I'm just going to play Garland straight at 0.5 plus 420.
Great. Yeah. Garland he's gonna have to play well eventually for the Cavs, you would think, right? On that monster max contract. Definitely been disappointing in the playoffs. But I'm gonna run it back from game one with the Cavs team total under 99.5. We got it at 98.5 in game one. I think there's some 99.5s out there, so shop around for the best number, but basically just fading the Cavs offense again. It was sweaty in game one, I won't lie. They finished at 95 points, and there were multiple times where I thought it was going to go over, but it really was on the heels of a first quarter that I don't think is sustainable for them. I don't have the number in front of me, but I think they shot like 6 of 10 from three to start the game, and then it cooled off considerably from there. But, their offense continues to just basically be Donovan Mitchell save us, and then just not a ton else going on. And even if Jared Allen comes back today, like, I'm not totally sure that's a helpful thing for their offense because the spacing with Mobley and Allen both on the floor at the same time really is not great. And in their last, where is this? In their last 13 playoff games dating back to last season, they've been held under 100 points in 10 of them. So they just don't really break this number very often. Boston, we know, elite defense. Cavs now 15th out of 16 playoff teams this season, the 100.3 offensive rating. I think the Celtics were maybe a little bit lacking focus in the first quarter of game one after their long layoff. Don't see that happening again. So give me the Cavs team total under. Braxton, anything else in this game that you're on?
Not for me. I think that this game isn't as predictive as OKC Dallas, so most of my players are there.
Yeah, I would tend to agree with that. There were like 7 props like in the OKC game, so we'll get to that. But the last thing I did want to put out here is I took Jason Tatum over 14.5 rebounds plus assists, really just a hit rate play over in 25 to 32 playoff games dating back to last season, 78%, and then 17 of his last 19 playoff games with 34 plus minutes, 10 potential assists, 15 rebound chances in game one. If Allen's out, which I don't know, even if he comes back, I don't see him coming back and playing 38 minutes right off the bat, but we'll see. I think the rebound chances will still be there regardless for him, especially with Porzingis out of the lineup. And then the assist chances, I think, were really interesting in game one, 10 potential assists. And the Cavs were really looking to trap him, double him, bring help at the top of the key. And that opened up opportunities for other shooters. Maybe they stay home a little bit more against him in this game, but I still think there's going to be opportunities for him to play make in this one. So I like the rebounds plus assists here. Let's move on to Dallas and OKC, the second game of the night. First game, kind of a blowout, although it didn't start that way. It started off pretty close, and then the Thunder pulled away in the second half. Braxton, we'll start with you. Looking at the first basket market in this one, anything that you like here?
Yeah, I have two plays in this one. Chet Holmgren, first field goal, 1 unit plus 600 bet MGM. If you don't have that, I think plus 450 on FanDuel is just enough value to play it. I wouldn't play below 450. I think that's kind of my floor for that. So, two matchups this year. He's had the first field goal attempt in both of them. He leads OKC in team first field goal attempt percentage. And then I think that in game one, his length and creation, it was a big problem for Dallas. Their bigs aren't really used to kind of guarding that skill set. They're more equipped to handle, rim runners. So Chet, I think he has a really good chance of just creating good shots for himself. And he's a good shooter. He didn't shoot that well in game one, but I trust him a lot as a first basket player to kind of hit that shot if he gets it. So I think 6-1, I think it's way too long. I think it should be like probably 4.5, 4-1, somewhere around there. So I love that price. And then Lou Dort, first field goal 3-point, 0.5 units plus 1800 bet MGM, plus 1700 on DK. If you don't have that, that's also a definite play. So he had 2 3-point attempts in the first quarter in game one. And I kind of don't expect that to change really because they were playing a lot of box and elbows, playing a lot to just limit SGA from getting to the paint. And what that does is it just allows space for shooters. I think that they're going to be hyper sensitive trying to guard Jalen Williams, Chet Holmgren. I think Lou Dort is a guy that kind of slips through the cracks, and he can get a lot of good looks here. I trust him to knock it down to 40% shooter, been great from three. So I do like this play at 18-1. I think that 15-1, 14-1 is more of a fair price for that. So a pretty big edge to me on that one.
Nice, yeah. You talked about the space for the OKC shooters. I was going to save this for last because I have a feeling you're going to love this play, but I took Aaron Wiggins over 6.5 points. Dude, he looked awesome in game one. He needs to play more. Finished with 16 points on 5 of 7 shooting, and he probably won't shoot 71% for the entire series. But I went back and watched all 5 made field goals. They were all just like easy looks, man. He shot 49% from 3 this season. All 3 of his 3-point makes were from, I think 2 were from the corner, 1 was from above the break, and then they were all just easy catch and shoot open looks with Kyrie helping off of him. And then he made 2 shots at the rim as a cutter, and those looks are going to be there for him. He's a very good cutter. He's played 16 plus minutes in 4 or 5 playoff games. He's over 6.5 points in 33 of 39 games this season, 85% hit rate with 16 plus minutes. And yeah, I think he's going to continue to get easy looks. This is just not the series for Josh Giddey either. This is a good way to fade Josh Giddey. The Mavs are just going to help off of him, and he's not a good shooter. Wiggins is an elite shooter, so I think Wiggins' minutes will continue to come up here, and I think 6.5 points is just a low mark for him. How do you feel about that one, Braxton?
I love it. I've been saying all year, Aaron Wiggins is legitimately their 4th best player. He should be starting over Giddey. I think that if their picks were reversed, if Giddey was 55th overall and Wiggins was a top lottery pick, he would be starting. I mean, there's no question. Yeah. I think OKC fans all year have seen that Wiggins should be starting. Giddey, they're playing their center on him and kind of sagging off. It's been happening all year. They can't really afford that with how SGA kind of plays. So I do think that Wiggins gets a ton more minutes. And then, yeah, I think that, like you said, he's hyper efficient. I don't think he's going to miss. He's so good at just taking the easy shots. And, he's learning from SGA too, in terms of creation. He has some behind the back stuff to his game. So overall, I love that play. I think that 10 plus points even would be a good play.
Yeah, if you want a ladder, I think there's some potential there. I mean, he's going to keep getting those looks, man. They can't play SGA straight up. So I like that a lot. I have 2 more plays. They're slightly correlated, but we'll start with this one. Luka Doncic over 9.5 assists. Put in the torture chamber in game 1, 19 points in the 6 of 19 shooting, and he's just clearly not healthy at this point. I think we can say that. It's been a rough playoffs for him, and he's looking to be a bit more of a playmaker here. finished with 20 potential assists in the game, and he's over 9.5 assists in 17 of 20 games this season, 85% hit rate with 20 plus potential assists. Going to play a lot of minutes, and assuming this isn't a blowout again, like he played 40 minutes in the last game, even with it being a blowout. So the minutes should be there, obviously, for Luka, and with Dort all over him and the Thunder helping off against him, like I think he'll be more of a playmaker in this one after those 20 potentials, and then a player who'll be playmaking too, Daniel Gafford. I took over 18.5 points plus rebounds. We talked about it in game one, Braxton. We were like, we're probably not going to get a playable number on Gafford again this series. I think we did. I think this number is fine to play, honestly. It came up from 15.5 in game one, but he's still over this number in all 3 games against against OKC this season, averaging just under 30 points plus rebounds in those games, 22 rebound chances in game one, and 7 of his 16 points came against Jalen Williams as a primary defender. That's Jalen with an I, not an E, as the backup center. And he just really does not have the size to contend with Gafford at the rim. Gafford played 27 minutes in game one. Could have been even higher if it was not a blowout. And he's over this number in 32 of 46 games, 70% hit rate with 24 plus minutes this season. So I love the spot for Gafford. I think they did not bump him high enough here, so I'll keep playing him here. Any thoughts on those 2 plays, Braxton?
Yeah, Gafford over was actually my play. So over 18.5 PRs, minus 111. In those 3 matchups, he's averaging 0.77 points per minute and 0.5 rebounds per minute. So what that means is if he plays 20 minutes, he would get to a double-double. That's how crazy this 18.5 line is. I mean, he's had 28, 34, and 27 in the 3 games. I don't know why it's 18.5. He got into foul trouble too, and he still hit 27. So this is a great play to me. I think that it's also a ladder opportunity, this and Wiggins' points. So I think that the props in this game are just really mispriced.
Yeah. I love that. I'm gonna play some Gafford double right now, honestly. I think I'm not a huge parlay guy. Like I'll rarely give out parlays, but there's some good same game parlay potential in this one, man. Because I think we both see pretty clearly how the games would be played schematically, and I think there's some good opportunities to play off of that. The one other one that I didn't get to is PJ Washington. I think over 10.5 points or over his 3-point makes. Like if you want to put that into a parlay, I think there's some good potential there. Anything else in this game that you like, Braxton?
I don't see a prop. I haven't looked for it, but Gordon Hayward, just play all of his unders at this point. He's taken 2 shots this whole playoffs. He's a liability on defense. Mark went away from him, and I don't see him getting more than 4 or 5 minutes this entire game. So if they offer Gordon Hayward props, especially turnovers too, they offer Gordon Hayward turnovers, play the under on that because he is just not impacting the box score in any way at this point.
Dude, we hit that Gordon Hayward under turnovers in the first round of one of those games, and that was pretty sweet. Tailed on that one, so hopefully we get that one again. Should be another fun game. Oh, the first one wasn't that fun, I guess. The Thunder kind of blew him out. It was fun for Braxton as a Thunder fan, but I'm hoping we get a bit more of a close game here to enjoy on this Tuesday night, or Thursday night, rather. I'm all over the place, man. Hope you guys enjoy these games. Please like and subscribe if you haven't already, and we'll catch you on the next video.